Hey YouTube, welcome back. This week's review, we're going to look at this guy, which is JPG Productions City of Jedha. It's a base for the 1 to 5,000 scale Bandai Star Destroyer. Welcome back YouTube. This week, as promised, we're going to look at JPG Productions City of Jedha. Star Wars base for the Star Destroyer in 1 to 5,000 scale. So as I mentioned last week we did the Star Destroyer, now we're going to take a look at this beautiful resin base, again by JPG Productions. Pretty much if you want to buy them, the best way I think is really go to his website, sorry not the website, his Facebook page, which is JPG Productions, and you can order through there where you pay through PayPal. So this is part of the iconic scene in Rogue One where basically the Star Destroyer is floating above the whole city of Jedha right here. So let's open her up and take a look. I did open, as you see, I did open the box already. It's pretty much plain box, but I opened it up because it was full of packing peanuts. So I got rid of all the polystyrene packing peanuts and left really a piece of resin for it to look at right here. So that is what you basically get. So you got 3 packages, and I don't think there's any instructions, but it should be pretty straightforward. So I think it's just 2 hearts and the top. So let's see. So first one, we have this guy, which is nicely molded. Just a little bit of dust, but I mean overall looks pretty nice. Let's get it out of the way. And we have the other half. Again, pretty nice. And basically what you're going to do is they're going to fit together. It's not a perfect fit, but it's a resin kit, right? So basically you're going to use them with 2-part epoxy probably, or super glue or something to glue those together. You have some gaps at the end to take care of, but again it shouldn't be too much of a chore. And then in the inside here, I guess there's a few things you can do. I'm thinking about adding electronics and lighting to my Star Destroyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it down the acrylic rod into here, and in this base here where I keep the battery, and on the side somewhere I plan to put a switch. So I'll drill a hole for a switch, and then all my electronics and wiring will be, and batteries will be in here. It's my game plan anyway. And here's the other bag. Again, not too much to see, but it's a pretty cool model. And here is the core piece. Very thin piece of resin, but there you go, see the detail of all the buildings and stuff. Now, this 1 to 5,000 scale, this is a little small for me, but I mean, if you're really detailed, you could probably drill out a lot, you know, with some tiny holes and have some fiber optics or something and light up the town as well, or the city. That might be a little bit too advanced for me, but that this basically sits like, I'm just going to loosely place it because obviously it's not, you know, put together or anything, but it's basically going to fit. Actually, it needs sanding too, so this side's a little bit cleaner. So basically kind of sits like that, if you can imagine it. And then this is the main tower, or like temple, I think it is. And I guess that sits like that. Obviously, you know, I'm not sanded or anything, but that's basically it. That's your City of Jedha. Let me zoom in a little so you can see it. And there it is. It doesn't look too much, this is plain resin, but I mean, once you get painting on this thing, you know, get it all weathered a little bit, paint all the little buildings, some gold domes on certain buildings and white, and you know, pretty much most of this is going to be light brown, dark brown, kind of earth tones. But it's a really cool thing. So what you basically do is, I don't see a hole in here, but pretty much I think how I've seen it, somewhere online you can drill a hole and run an acrylic rod up, probably quite a thick acrylic rod, and then you can have the Star Destroyer, zoom out a little bit, then you can have the Star Destroyer basically floating over the city. So this is the perfect base of the Star Destroyer above it. What I'll probably do is I'll probably have maybe brass tubing, because I want to run the wires down for the lights and into the main kind of underneath here, so I can get, like I say, a switch and a battery and stuff down here, 9-volt battery. But that is pretty much it. So not too much to talk about. It's a pretty quick and easy, well, there's only 3 pieces of resin, but it, you know, it does look pretty awesome. Let me just maybe kind of turn it around a little bit and but it's falling apart. Kind of show different angles. I'm going to take this off, but this is the it's going to get broken, but and again, let me just show you again so you can see it one more time. See how those buildings are super close. Again, you can see the domes, which are painted gold, and then there's little buildings to paint, hand paint. Not too bad. I think if we paint it, takes some time, but obviously it looks pretty cool. And there's like the hill with the temple goes on. But yeah, something very different. That's what you see every day. One more time, look at these. These are big pieces, heavy pieces of resin. Look molded really good. Not much cleanup required. The only thing would be just getting these two halves together. Will be two halves together, and this guy on top will be the main challenge for it to fit in and neatly and stuff. But that is it. So pretty quick and easy. Again, this is the City of Jedha, the base for the 1-5000 Bandai Star Destroyer, and again it's made by JPG Productions.